Winter doesn't mean gardening has to stop. Let's shop together for the best seeds to grow indoors so we can keep harvesting fresh food all season long. So, what's happening is I'm thinking about the winter for myself and my grow station. I know how much space I have between the container and the light. It's not a lot of space. I have maybe a 12-inch clearing, so I can't grow things that are going to reach too far. I don't have a way to set up a different type of station at this time. I was looking through the seeds to see what we could do, and this is all I could find. I think I really actually planted all the seeds. So I was going to sit down and maybe get a clipboard and make a list. And I thought, well, why don't I bring my community with me and we go seed shopping? So it's not a super educational and formal, laid out, planned talk together, but I have some things next to me that I can show that I use to grow indoors in winter. And why I'm thinking about it in September is because if it takes 55 days for something to get to the mature eating level, I want to be able to eat it in November when it's too cold to grow outside, because we could get a frost October 5th. Usually by Halloween, we're sort of done growing outside unless I have the cold hardy things in the ground. Then we have that. But I like to have the indoor stuff starting to go, right? And because I use soil indoors, not what is that one thing called? I mean hydroponics, but I'm trying to think of that other I can't think of it. I don't do any of that stuff. I just know how to grow in soil. So that's what I do. Uh, we have some gardeners with us. Bowtie says, all right, all right, all right. Are we shooting for 2 a.m. tonight? I, you know, I had some time and no one needed me. So I thought, well, I've pulled up some tabs of places where I've bought seeds before, and I have a little bit of a list I can talk about and the equipment that I use. And we're just going to hang out together, I suppose. Brook Trout 1 says, hit the thumbs up on your way in, kids. Jay, thanks for being here. Um, just a just a note, if anyone gets tired and needs to leave, you can leave, you know. Thank you, Jay, for saying that we are live now. So you must refresh. Normally, we are over at Diva in the Dirt. She is off the air for tonight. So here, I shall fill in the time slot, which I wasn't planning on doing, and I'm not going to get into that. We're just going to move forward. KP Heathen, hey, good to see you. Janet, how was your supper, dinner? Good evening. Nice to see you here. Howie, did I say hi? Hi, Howie. Uh, Brook Trout 1, I have a good book I won from Butler's Family Farm. If anyone like it, I can pass it on if interested. You don't want to keep it? I know Butler's Family Farm. Okay. Yeah, I don't use aquaponics. That's not the thing I'm looking for. I keep wanting to say bokashi, but that's compost. That that growing style indoors where they have, Mike would know if he was here, those little brown circles at the that you put the plant in. Bow tie. It was 90, the feels like was 96, 97 degrees in September in Minnesota. Like right now, it's still 75 outside. That is not acceptable. It was 40 last week. I can't. My fall garden is going to freak out and bolt, and I'm going to lose everything. I'm stressed out about it. Yeah, no, I don't use hydroponics, and that wasn't the name. Gandalf, hey, good to see you. Maybe I should just Google it. That's the book you got? Is called Hydroponics? Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. Okay, Janet says dinner was a hamburger and mashed potatoes. You'll be waiting until 1 a.m. for ice cream. Okay, so, I mean, I did a whole show on indoor growing. And I'm going to try this year. Yeah, like the clay pebbles. What's the funny name for those? Rock wool, clay pebbles. I felt like there was a gardening method called something, like named after the guy that invented it with those clay pebbles. I don't know. Anyways, um, peat pellets. That's probably what they're. I don't know. I don't know. I don't grow with them. So the soil that I normally use is I just get a Fox Farm potting soil and I add worm castings to it. And the trick is you're supposed to kill the gnat eggs, right? And so they say you can either boil water and pour it over it and let it completely dry out. And then they also say you can bake it. Well, I feel like it might have been in the hydroponic family, but it was, my phone's not in here. They had a funny name. So I'm probably going to do that again this year, is use my Fox Farm potting soil versus buying like perlite and vermiculite or peat moss or whatever blending thing, like a soilless medium. I mean, I guess potting soil is a soilless medium, huh? Indoor growing methods. See, now I'm stuck on this. What does this say? You did smoked turkey and apple pie? I made a pear crisp. I tried to make a banana cake bar. It's not so good. And then I'm working on energy bites for the kids. And then I made a peach pie yesterday. Gandalf has a funny, weird, let's see here. Have you seen this video? 30 weird Amish practices that 10-time garden protectivity is on the channel for good solutions. I haven't seen it. I trust you, Gandalf. You're not going to send me some dangerous links from a month ago. Someone wrote a comment. It says, man, you talk too much. Get on to the video. Is it like a bunch of AI stuff? Oh, I'm 29 minutes into it. It started it. And maybe that's how you sent it to me. Bunch of B-roll. Is it really factual things? There's a website, The Lost Survival Foods. Top rated book from Claude Davis on forgotten superfoods. This is giving me vibes of not legit, but I don't know how else to say it. That's not how I want to say it, but that's how I said it. Okay, I can't take it back now. Oh yeah, Lekka we've talked about. Yeah, that's not the word I was thinking of either. Brooke Trout says we picked our first papaya. Way different than store-bought. I bet. Okay, Gandalf says it does have some things that you've never heard of. Cool. No, it wasn't aeroponics. It was, you felt like it was really informative? I can check it out when I'm not live. It's on a tab here. Looking at, since we have time, I should just go get my phone because it was in the video I was watching. He was talking about it. Let's see. Boche says it's Michael to overwhelm Shawnee grows with synonyms for growing from AI sources all over the internet. Well, maybe I'll get my phone later. It's charging. A soilless medium. Fenugreek isn't the word either, but that popped in my head. Deep water culture. No, that wasn't it. Nutrient film, no. Ebb and flow, no. Drip, no. Arrow, no. That wasn't. Wick, no. Crack key. It was the name crack key method. Kratky. Isn't that the one that uses the... Does it use those leca? That was the word I was trying to think of. Okay, I can be done with that now. Okay, back to... Let's talk about something... I'm first going to go over a quick list of what possibly would work for indoor growing, and then I'll show what I use. Yeah, that's... When you... I'm sorry I'm exhaling about this, Gandalf. The Epsom salts for peppers. A lot of the master gardeners, when you look at the resources provided by extension services, Epsom salts are really not recommended in most situations. It's one of those gardening myths that's thrown about, and at some point, a certain type of Epsom salt specifically could be beneficial for a certain situation, but 9 times out of the 10, they shouldn't be used. Pause and get us the phone, Jay. I looked it up over here. Crack key is the word I was looking for. Pebbleponics? Wait, are you here? I didn't see what... am I not on the... The StreamYard isn't showing me Wade. Hi, Wade, if you're here. Let me go to the YouTube side. Oh, there it is. Jay Dixon, not to her lives, but yeah, Shawnee knows me. Yeah, I know Wade. I mean, through this, like YouTube, not any other way. Wade, you've seen... I can't remember if you've seen some of our replays or not. Normally, we've said a bunch of stuff by now, but it's just a chillax. We're gonna go shopping. Brook trout one. What about the vertical tower type planters for indoor growing? Yeah, I don't like those because they cost a bunch of money. And you have to use their special little pods. And then you have to keep buying their special little pods. And they drive me crazy with all of that nonsense. I don't want to have to buy their special pods and then pay $500 for the system and blah, 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 blah. It works for a lot of people. Brook trout one. We've talked about those on the indoor gardening live stream where it's all smart and talks to your phone and it tells you when the plants need stuff. I don't want cameras any more in my house than I do already, so nope. Okay. The crack key method, says Jay, is a simple passive off-grid hydroponic system that doesn't require pumps, electricity, or circulation. Plants grow with their roots suspended in a nutrient-rich water reservoir. Hey, storms, radios, and cats. I have tomatoes and peppers growing in hydroponics, the cheap version, says Janet Potter. What do you use for your nutrients? Do you have like microbloom stuff, and what's your... Do you want to share about that, Janet? Oh, here goes Bowtie and the loofah sponges again. Yeah, I think it would work. Okay, Wade says, I'm working on all your videos and lives to catch up, but this is the first one I to catch live with you. That's what I thought. Okay, so I was going to read this list. A quick rundown of possibilities for indoor growing in the winter. Your microgreens: sunflower, radish, broccoli, pea shoots, harvest in 7 to 14 days. Sprouts: alfalfa, mung bean, lentils, no soil needed, just a jar and some water and some time and drainage and paying attention to it. Radishes can grow fast indoors. Now we're talking about like the small, I don't know if you would say globe, just not the long, like daikon radish, not that one. Of course, the culinary herbs we hear about: basil, parsley, cilantro, chives, thyme, oregano, rosemary, all do pretty good inside. Leafy greens are another really common one. Really mix it up, you know. So for lettuce, you can have butter crunch, romaine, masculine mix. I should put that on my list. Those are pretty. Spinach, which I have the seeds of, and guess why? Because ew, it was free seed, and I haven't planted it because ew. Just I can grow it. and I can eat it and I can feed it to people, but it's not my favorite. Kale, dwarf varieties. Okay, so we're going to hear a lot of the words dwarf or micro dwarf when we're looking at what I need to shop for, because like I said, I only have so much clearance between where the tray is and the light because of the shelf. I don't have a tent. I don't have an adjustable anything. It's set up how it is and I can't change it for this year. Swiss chard is colorful and productive, and arugula, if you like it, it's kind of like spicy a little, for a green peppery flavor, right? Fun experiments are the dwarf or micro dwarf cherry tomatoes. Maybe there is, if you have enough space, I don't have enough space for a pepper plant, any kind of mini pepper plant with a good sized pot and adequate space for as it grows with the light. I've also seen people do strawberries, and I'd rather just keep mine in the ground outside. Bush beans, I don't love them, so I'm not growing those indoors. So, let's see here. Brooke is doing loofahs, really? Do you have a plan? Are you growing them for a purpose? Um, Mike Van Doozy has a Kratky method video. Does it say keep on growing? Yeah. Wade has built the above ground out wood pallets and then built a hoop house on them that you can take off and on. Fantastic. Being able to extend the season in your own ways is awesome. Janet says, I use Master Blend tomatoes and veggie, calcium nitrate, and Epsom salt. Okay. Yeah, all of the lovely natural fertilizers that we made here at Shawnee Grows don't work indoors. So some things I use, oops. Oh, that's what his thing is Kratky. That makes sense. So technically, I use these lights, which I'm not saying buy these. It's just what I have. And I probably wouldn't get them again just because of price. So, there we go, 13 and a half. Can't read it through the camera. That's the watt. That's hours. I used to know all the things by heart. Lumens, I used to know all of that. 22 par. So these have the different color spectrums, so it's good for both like green growth and flowering and fruit production. Now I just leave them all cranked. I don't ever mess with them, to be honest, where it's like just white or just red or just blue. Here's what it looks like. Well, this isn't the one that matches that box, but it's similar to the other ones. The same. This is the size. This is the on-off switch. This is the cord that plugs into the light. This is the cord for the power. And then you plug everybody into each other. So I have them all zip tied through here on a metal rack. And then I leave them on. I put them on when I wake up, which could be whenever. And then I shut them off when I go to bed, which is whenever. So, I mean, they're on for usually a good 12 hours. I used to know what the light cycles were recommended for growing indoors, and we talked about this on that show, but I can't come up with information without having notes. My brain doesn't work that way. I have a fan that I clip to the frame of the rack, the metal rack, and it has a power button to control low, medium, or high, and it's just a rechargeable fan to keep airflow. And what I grow in, like I said earlier, was a potting soil. I'm going to try and sterilize it better this time, and worm castings. And then I do a fish emulsion feed, which is stinky and not recommended for indoors. I use 6 cells a lot, and then I have 10-20 trays. So the orange one has holes in it for drainage, and the black one is solid. So usually what I do, the reason I don't leave them in this is because These have to go an extra level to get to the water. They're just stored in here for now. What I like to do is just put the 6 cell in the solid tray and I bottom water. Now, how I decide to bottom water is usually the tray is full of plants and I only add a quart of water, because when you bottom water, you want all of the water to be absorbed within 1 to 3 hours. You don't want it just sitting in there, because that's going to cause fungal problems, bug problems, root rot. And it's terrible to have to take this out of, it's in my bedroom as the rack, out of my bedroom, drain it in the sink, blah, blah, blah. So if I only put a quart in there, that's usually my safe amount where things will get absorbed if I'm only watering when necessary. I'm not doing that every day. And then I have a 72 cell that goes in a, so this is a different style, 1020. See how it's shorter than that other one was thicker? I've gotten these at Bootstrap Farmer and Epic Gardening. So that's equipment. And then we should go seed shopping. But I'm going to read in the chat what's happening. Bochai says, I grew loofah to take over the world. Now I have an Audrey 2 mug. Wade is going to soon post videos to give me ideas for my garden beds and how to make the hoop house. It does take time, Wade. Don't let people peer pressure you unless you really want to do it. And then Brooke, just put up shorts. Bowtie, I really enjoy the accessibility of the base, because we know that when we up pot things, which I don't have those here, I have 2" by 2" single pots, and then 3" by 3", and then I have 4 cells that are, I don't know, I think those are 3" by 3" or something, for like things that need more once they get bigger, since we're growing fully mature things indoors. But yeah, they have accessibility for air on the side, and then you can easily pop the seedling out. And like, you don't hear that crinkly plastic sound. I love these so much. I hate the sound of things. Sounds of things bother me. Barry goes, Shawnee, we both know you never sleep, and I know I don't sleep enough. Wade's talking about using blood pellets and volcano ash compost. That sounds really good for outdoor gardening. And then using our cell phones works too, Wade, if you have a camera on your phone. Jay says typically 25 to 50 watts per square foot is sufficient for most plants during the vegetative stage. And depending on what you're growing, like if you're just trying to get a couple leaves to grow, people use the like shop lights, LED shop lights, you know, for what, $20? Yes, the accessibility for the roots to reach on the corners too. So I know that where is that tree? I have what are these called? 5x5s? See this style? Has the air drainage and everything. You can put soil up to here and here and there, everywhere, and then broadcast like this seeds, and then grow microgreens and clip them. So I guess we'll shop for those first. And what I've bought in the past is from this one, Epic Gardening. They sell really big packs of microgreen seeds. Now, microgreen seeds are just an excess amount of seeds that you can just grow to maturity if you wanted to, which I've done. So the sunflower, does this take me? Yeah. These are good. I would eat these. 510 seeds is 40 grams for $6.50. So here's what the packet looks like that you get. And you want to pick them at the right time. And you have to wash them and store them for the Safety reasons, bacteria can grow on these. See, I want to grow cilantro, and so this is a pack. It's called microgreens because they put a ton of seeds in a pack. So there's over 1,000 seeds of cilantro for $6. So that would be what it looks like when you eat it, and then here's what the pack looks like. So I would buy that because I wanted to do cilantro greens, microgreens versus like just a couple cilantro plants that you trim from, like a parsley plant or a basil plant. I mean, you could even, I wonder if they do basil microgreens. Here it is right here. Ciao Bella basil microgreens. So 4,800 seeds for $6, and it's a blend. It has Genovese and dark opal. Oh, mostly Genovese. Look at that, 90%, 10%. And so I would buy that one too, honestly. And what you do is you just rotate your trays. You start some, like if I wanted to start one tray of sunflower, and tray, I mean like the 5x5, one cilantro, one basil. I'm sure there's another one in here I would do. Mellow blend, I don't think I like. Oh, here's mild mix. It's bull's blood, cabbage, kohlrabi, pak choi, and Swiss chard. That's a good one because then you get a big variety of microgreens. So that's 4,000 seeds, 24 grams for $6.50. And then you see those are the different ones. All those seeds are inside this packet. So I would start a tray of each, and then 5 days later start another round as a succession, and then 5 days after that, that first round should be ready to harvest, and then you just keep rotating through that because then you have fresh microgreens to put on. Let me stop that for a second. To put on sandwiches and salads or omelets or eggs, or I'm trying to think of all the ways. We talked about microgreens probably in the indoor growing live, but I'm not sure I remember. Does anybody else do microgreens, or am I the only person here that does that? Let me know in the replay because I care about you, of course. You in the replay. Talk to me. How's it going? Do you grow in the winter in your house? Now, there's an easier thing to do. Not all microgreens people use soil. Some of them use, I bet you loofah would work. um, some kind of mat. I can't remember what the mat's made out of. I'm sure they sell it in a kit somewhere. Yeah, Brooke, everything from the phone. Bowtie's not in the recliner tonight. How did this get so tiny? What is this button? New layout, manage layouts? I don't know what that is. This one? Nope, that didn't change it either. Well, okay, StreamYard. My side, myself. Oh, it's tiny. And I want to fix it. That's really going to bother me now. Ooh, nope, that made me gigantic. Now I can't see my stuff. Oh, no. Wicking mat, is that what they're called? So what is the wicking mat made out of? Do you recall? Bowtie says, I want to do microgreens. I have a box of Mike Van Doozy's bottle stands. That sounds like sprouts. Sweetgrass. Okay, hold on. Let me go back up. Okay, I read that one. Wade says, I have some LED type shop lights I use in garden trays. Yes, for smaller greens for cooking, and I great cook bake. Yes, I know you smoke your something. Yes, Jay comes in with you can grow microgreens from a variety of vegetable and herb seeds with popular choices, including broccoli, which tastes like broccoli, radish, it tastes like radish, kale, arugula, basil, sunflower, pea. Yeah, pea shoots is on the list. I have to see about buying bulk pea seeds because the one local to me isn't going to have any. Jay says other options are stuff in the cabbage family and legumes as well as grains. Yeah, if you want to grow stuff for juicing, what is it? Wheatgrass people do. Chia, I think. they grow it out like you're mowing, like it's grass to mow or something. Pseudo cereals like quinoa, wheat, barley, sweetgrass. Hello, Homestead Aquarius. Thank you for the flower. Keep on Growing also has a best 3 microgreens for beginners. Yeah, right? Is the wicking mat made of loofah? I don't use one. Jute, hemp, coconut core, bamboo. I feel like loofah would work. I don't use those though. Howie said soil gives the plant to plate to person the nutrition needed. Many ways to grow, but beware. Is there more to that? Beware. Eating and pinky typing, says Homestead Aquarius. I can picture that. Okay. Carol. Hey there, Shawnee and everyone. Thank you for your emoji. Emojis? Emoji icon. I don't know. Words. Wade says, what I did was I made garden beds in house in one room to grow anything you wanted. I've seen someone took a fish tank and they filled it with soil and they put grow lights above that and grew out of there, which like not the best for airflow, you know? Okay, so the for sure microgreens I would buy, and of course if I could just go through and buy a couple more, I probably would. Because once you start buying seeds, you just keep clicking things, you know? The other thing we talked about was sprouts. So this is my straining lid that you put on a jar. And I was looking for my mung beans. This is where I get them from. Well, I think it was from Walmart, but it's from Food to Live. So I'll just show you. So this is different than microgreens. Here's the mung bean. And then it's from Food to Live. And I'm pretty sure I bought it through Walmart, to be honest with you. But if you go on their website, look, there's all this stuff that they have. So what you do they have pictures of? Oh, it's just the ones there. Stop sharing. You take a jar, like a quart mason jar, and you put like a tablespoon of mung beans or whatever you're trying to sprout, and you add filtered water that doesn't have chlorine in it, an inch. You swirl it around, you let it soak overnight, and then you need to drain it and strain it. So this is on top, and then the seeds stay inside, and then you put a little bit of filtered water in, and then go like this and rinse them this time right away, dump it out, and then you just let them sit on your counter. It doesn't need to be in the sun or anything, and there's no soil in this. And then every 12 hours, you just have to remember to go and rinse them. So they're not sitting in water, but they have enough water in there to do something. It depends on the temperature of your home. But you do that every 12 hours until it's sprouted enough for your liking. And then you would give them a good rinse, and you can store them in the fridge. Usually it's like 3 days max with microgreens and sprouts, just because bacteria can grow, and always rinse them off before you eat them. And there's all these warnings on like if you're immunocompromised or pregnant, you shouldn't eat them, even though they're highly nutritious because of the bacteria thing. But just be smart about it, right? If it smells funny, if it looks funny, if it's slimy, we don't eat it, okay? Right? So the things I've sprouted, for sure the mung beans. I'm trying to think if I did sunflower seeds. I think I tried to. I haven't been super great with sprouts. Is it because you have to do something to it every 12 hours? Probably. Where microgreens, it's a little bit more hands off. So I would do that again. If I bought a pound, it's $7.17. So I don't know what we're at so far. I haven't been keeping track. And I'm not actually ordering anything today with you guys, but it's fun to get my head around it, you know? Boche says, click like if you believe fresh greens belong on the table all year long. Hugo Homestead, hey, it's just a calm floating around websites to look for seeds I want to buy to grow indoors this winter. I've showed the equipment I use, and we've sort of talked about microgreens and sprouts, which I feel like are, beginner level for indoors. They don't take up a bunch of space. They're highly nutritious. They're very quick. Outback Tasmania has been lurking. Thank you for the support. Serena, hey. Thank you for inspiring me about the rain barrel algae. I made a short about it. Wade says, I made my own custom bed to grow indoors to drain, and also they get lots of air. Air is great. That's right. Howie says, food grown with chemicals is not the same as organic soil, so eater beware. Beware! Bowtie says, give this video a like, and I'm going to add, share it out to have more gardeners like you find all of us. Jay says, you can sprout many types of seeds, including legumes, like mung beans and lentils, vegetables such as broccoli and radish, grains like wheat, and pseudo cereals like quinoa and amaranth. So I have so much quinoa and amaranth that I don't know what to do with because it's just not, I haven't been able to really get into it. So I wonder if I should sprout them because they're just sitting in my cabinet for years now. Yes, thank you for typing it, Bowtie. It's not out yet. It's scheduled. Thank you, Jay, as well. I cleaned the algae off the top of my rain barrel after Serena brought it up. Sharing this video, Bowtie says, is like passing seeds to your neighbors, spreading the harvest. Okay. We were talking about herbs, I think, next. So I have ordered from Urban Farmer seeds before. What did I order? I'm not entirely sure if it was wheat or rice, and I haven't planted it. Oh, should I grow the wheat? If I grew wheat indoors, it'd be for juicing. Is that the only purpose? Or you don't just chew on wheat, right? So this is Urban Farmer, ufseeds.com. Urban Farmer Love the Earth. And they have herb kits, and I was just looking to see what that means. Looks like it comes with, is it just seeds or is it the actual plants? I'd have to click on something. I'm just looking. Chamomile. I don't have enough space to, chamomile gets tall. But it was for me to remember to talk about herbs. So I probably won't buy herbs from here. What does this have in it? It's the packets of seeds, basil, cilantro, rosemary, chives, and parsley, and you only get 3 mason jars, pint size, with soil, rocks, label twine, for $25. I just want the seeds. I don't want to go back. Do that. Herbs. Yeah, you only grow what you need indoors because it's limited space, you know? But if you've never heard of them, you might want to fish around on here. ufseeds.com. Southern Exposure is another place that I ordered seeds from this year, which isn't, I mean, I'm in Minnesota, so why would I order from a seed company that specializes in seeds for the South for heat? Andrew, I was thinking about you today, and when I was gonna run into you, I was just gonna say, whatever you feel like sharing with what's up with you lately, I would listen. How you doing? Good evening. Good to see you. You're on my mind today. Wade says I got radish in them now. Yep. Okay. Which kind? Soon you'll pull them to thin slice them and pickle them. I like a good Easter egg radish, multicolor, globe style. French breakfast, I think I could get away with growing indoors, but not like winter radish, right? Okay, the wheatgrass is for juicing and it actually burns your throat. Yeah, I think I have it to grow it to make wheat berries. I don't have it to grow it indoors, but I just thought I would ask since we're on the subject. And that's a no, I'm not going to grow that indoors in my very limited space. DCBs, I was thinking about you today too. How are you doing? Honeybees like chamomiles, chamomile. Chamomiles are fantastic. I would like to have a whole patch of them next year if I get my stuff together with getting some plants established. It looks like Howie's on his way out. See ya, Earthlings. Very cool live stream, Shawnee Girls. Best medicine is on the end of your fork. Have a good rest, Howie. Thanks for stopping in. And the purple ones. Homestead Aquarius says seeds don't care about the name brand. Well, seeds also don't care so much about where they are. They just want to grow, if they have all the pieces. Mother Earth Garden Club. My gardener has. Oh, yeah, that's right. Should I open a tab? We can get to that too. Is there like a sale page? Grow your own kits. What's that? Clearance sale. Was that just merchandise or is that seeds? Flowers, seeds. Well, they do sell microgreens. We were looking at microgreens earlier at Epic Gardening, Botanical Interest. Oh, okay, yeah, that's just merch. Okay, I'll look at that in a second for whatever. I'm going to keep sharing on things I want to buy for growing indoors here in the winter in Minnesota. Okay, Andrew's been sleeping away the past couple of days. Not feeling well. Oh, no. Well, at least you're listening to your body and getting rest. Wheatgrass is nasty, said DCBs. Well, I shall only grow it outdoors for the wheat berries then. Carol says, I have wheat berries to grind to make flour. I only have the hand grinder. I don't have any grinder, so that's probably why I haven't planted them. 3 minutes till Bowtie goes to sleep, I guess is what that says. He's got a timer going. Beach Feet is saying sup, just like Belt Loop does. Oh, there's Radio Jonesy. Sup. We're talking about growing indoors, but you already know that. Okay, so where do we want to go next with this conversation? Probably just in order of my tabs, which is no particular order whatsoever. Other stuff I've dabbled into is micro dwarf tomatoes, and what I grew last year was called Orange Hat, which was ordered from rareseeds.com, which is why can't I think of it? But yeah, no. Dang, what? Baker's Creek. There we go. So they're showing that they carry micro tom, which I've heard about. So you get 10 seeds for $5. Oh, okay. This is what I needed to know. It gets 6 to 8 inches tall, which fits my parameters. So we might try that. 60 days to maturity. So then I could be eating them in November, December. And you could stagger plant them, succession plant them. And then this is a tiny plant. Bok choy Hedo Tiny is recommended for indoor growing. This is saying 200 for $3, but I'm not sure that's what you get. Look how cute it is. Several, put them in the steamer basket. Put it in your mouth. It says. So I would order that and try that for sure. Other things I've grown were Tom Thumb peas. Oh, I was supposed to leave that open and type that in and show you. Rats. The reason I'm not doing it again is because I didn't pay attention to like humidity levels, and the peas were so gross because they weren't grown outside that I don't even want to do it again. What did I say they're called? Here it is. I'm even growing some outside right now, and the plants just aren't like, it doesn't look like it's producing. Like, how many? Here, I'll show you before I talk. How many pea plants are in here? Was it, go back. Is it just one? Because I feel like there's more than one. Because when you plant one, you don't get, I haven't been getting this many. And I don't think my seed packet had 75 for $4. Let's see. They are 8 to 9 inches in height, so really good indoor thing. But I couldn't get like humidity right, so they tasted bad, and I don't want to do that again. The other thing I've grown is Tom Thumb lettuce, and my seeds were bad or something because nothing ever grew. So you can see it grows a little tiny baby like head of lettuce. See the hand and the size. So 3 to 4 inches across. It's a bib butterhead. And I'm not a fan of this style lettuce. Like, that's not the lettuce I would pick to eat. So I'm not growing that this year. And then the other thing I've done before is a Monica cucumber. So you do need some kind of trellis. Are you gonna open? You need some kind of trellis for them. But there was the word parthenocarpic. So they don't need a pollinator. They have all the parts to do it themselves. It's 55 days till you can harvest a cucumber in your house. Um, Depending how much soil you get, let's see how tall they get. Like, mine were wrapping themselves around the grow lights. You know what I mean? It's like this person grew it in a 25-gallon grow bag. I was growing it in like a 3x3 container. So I wasn't getting the max potential out of them, and I don't want to grow cucumbers in the winter. Cucumbers are supposed to be grown in the summer. It's kind of how I'm starting to look at this. Mother Earth Garden Club says, I grew the micro dwarf orange hat this summer, wasn't impressed at the flavor. I've got them outside right now in a GreenStalk, and it's not, I can't think of the variety. Sun gold? It's not a sun gold. You know what I mean? Okay, where did I? Wade is in the state of Montana, grew tons of wheat. Yeah, there's a lot of bulk grain around here, too, Minnesota. DCB says that is a child's face and hand. That is tiny. Bowtie says, okay, I'm leaving you running for watch time. Great seeing you all. My butt is hurting in my office chair. It's time to go to bed. I appreciate you all. Thanks, Shiny Girls. We'll catch the replay. Yes, appreciate that, Bowtie. I'm glad you're listening to your body and you're going to sleep. Or getting out of that chair or whatever you're going to go do. DCB says, okay, yeah, you rewrote it. Carol says, Everglades are so good taste-wise, but bushy. So I'm guessing that wouldn't grow well indoors. Mother Earth Garden Club says regular bok choy is pretty small plant, so regular size does okay in a hydroponic garden. Right, and it's like you can harvest things as babies, you know. It doesn't have to get to full maturity. DCB says snow peas maybe. I'll get that many per plant. Or sugar snap, the smaller ones. Yeah, now that I know when I grow in peas indoors, they're not like the fantastic peas that are outdoors. I'm just gonna only grow peas when it works outside, you know? DCBs, why are these people growing tiny vegetables? You have to eat too many. Tiny spaces, containers, apartment living, dwellers. There's a purpose, right? Because we're humans. We have to mess with everything. Jay says, I grew micro dwarf tomatoes in a small container. Not impressed. So the variety that I was told to grow is this one. And so let's see if anybody's done this one. Now, I've never ordered from Victory Seed Company, but I was told Rosie Finch is a tasty one. Now, it's micro, not dwarf. Micro dwarf. So let's see what the... It's resistant to fusarium wilt. How tall do you get? Because, yeah, I do not have a grow tent. That looks... Oh, that looks manageable, but not... I only have like 8 to 12 inches to deal with here. That's why I'm not sure I can do this one in my little grow area. But I heard it's tasty. So, of course, we talked about... I'm just going to show this. We talked about Tom Thumb, and then Little Gem was the other one. It looks just like, Tom Thumb to me. But like any kind of little butter crunch bib lettuce, the musculin mix, have you guys seen that? Let's see. That's a really easy one to do. It makes pretty different, let's see. It's a good blend. I've ordered it from, let's see, go to this website, musculin mix. I didn't spell that right. Is it going to be complicated about it? Did we already look at one already? Oh, here, is this it? Heirloom Gardens mix. Is it loading? Is that it? Anyways, what's this tab? Nope. We talked about that one. Oh yeah, clearance sale at M.I. Gardner. Seeds. Okay, so they're growing amaranth as a microgreen. It's sold out, but I totally have amaranth in my cabinet that I don't know if it'll sprout. Like, I don't know if something's been done to it. But that is fascinating. Okay, let me go back to my list. We talked about herbs. I would just grow some seeds because I don't even know if I can buy any plants to just put in the house. I could look at a nursery. Talked about microgreens, the ones I would do. The sprouts. I do want to try some radish. The leafy greens. Oh yeah. What's a dwarf kale? Is there like a dwarf Swiss chard? Those were the other things that I would like. It's a lot of greens, dwarf, but that's okay in the winter. Does it just say dwarf on it? Siberian dwarf kale. Yeah, that's Siberian. Curled Scotch. Because normally I grow like a lacinato. I'm sure I could get just kale microgreens and just grow them out a little bigger. What else? What was the other one? Oh yeah, Swiss chard. There was a Swiss chard microgreen, if I remember right. I would buy that again. Yeah, it's this one. Oops, I don't have the thing on. So it's called Apple Blossom Swiss Chard Blend Baby Greens. Because, what does it tell me on the... See, normally it says what types, um, I would do this one for sure. Like when you flip the packet over, usually it tells you, which planted everything. I don't have any packets. So yeah, a lot of my money I would spend at botanical interest if you guys haven't gathered that. And then what else was on the list? I think that was it for that. So I'll have to watch this again and then. So if we add up, like. I mean, I could easily spend $50 on seeds of things to grow indoors to keep something alive for my brain, to have the lights on in my room for my brain and my skin and my eyes, and then the nutrition from the little baby plants. Well, and like pea shoots, everyone's like, "Oh, they're so good." I would rather just eat a pea, you know? Shawnee eats babies. Jay. Ace, how's it going? Happy Saturday night. We were just seed shopping without putting them in the cart and buying them. So seed window shopping for growing indoors this winter. Mother Earth Garden Club. Yes, you need a lot of plants to make peas worth the effort. I could plant every single garden I have. Like I have 11 spaces technically. They're not all food based. Some of them are just flowers. If I planted all of those with peas, I still wouldn't have enough. I wouldn't have enough. DCB says, but can't you just clip the tomato plant to stay short? Yeah, like top it off. Uh, Possibly for the one that I was showing, that rosy finch. Yeah, as long as it flowers and makes a tomato, that's the point of it. Um, we can make the plant do what we want, right, DCBs? Bow tie. My fear of missing out helped you too, Carol. I streamed you both the whole time on 2 different networks. Mother Earth says tomatoes can be pruned somewhat, so the size might be more manageable. All right. Bow tie's out for real. Brooke was talking to Carol that he was watching Carol's video, and then I was very distracting because I'm live. DCB says, I thought I had seen that some of the varieties could be. Yeah. I mean, especially since this is micro and dwarf micros that we're talking about. They're meant to be small. Masculine mix. French breakfast. Oh, watermelon radish and cherry bell. Nice. I think I still have, I don't remember which ones. I think they're in the van right now. I still have some radish seed left that I could save for indoors, so it was less stuff to buy. Jay says seeds can age and not be growable, sproutable. Yeah, and sometimes it's me, like, over-loving it. Like the lettuce seed that we're having a problem with, it could have been I just kept it wet too much, you know? 'Cause, okay, so when I'm doing my winter gardening with the trays I showed, with the lights I showed, with the fan, you've seen the seeds I like. I don't use a heat mat for those. I do have a thermometer that is a magnet that I would put near it, which I don't even know where it is right now, to monitor the temperature. And there's also this balance of that indoor grow station is pumping out food for me if we do this right in the winter. But then in February, it needs to switch if I'm going to do onions, for example, or ginger. It switches to seed starting. Like I don't have a separate, it's the same thing. So we have to time everything to have room to have those things come in. It's a tricky, tricky thing. But I'm very grateful that I have these lights and that shelf. Because I have to grow something. I've just have to. DCB says you could grow green beans, but you would need to pollinate them, I'd guess, or grow them in pots and set them out. I'm looking something up. Hence the silence. There are dwarf bush green bean varieties that are self-pollinating, meaning they don't need the bees. But I don't like green beans that much. Possibly provider or jade dwarf would work. Dwarf Tailor, I wonder what that is. Here, True Leaf Market I'm familiar with. Let's read about this one. Share. The thing with my indoor grow station is I have to really love it to plant it, to grow it, because it's going to take up space. Okay, what does this say? Looking for like height or something. Oh, I've ordered from these people before. I recognize this package. I have seeds some in my box. I think it's probably the other type of wheat that I have. Oh, they have alfalfa. I thought about eating alfalfa. Or are you supposed to juice it? I don't know. Depth, spacing, height, 12 to 24 inches. See, that's 12 max. I bet you that's too big for my station, but it's possible. That would work. You get a 0.5 ounce packet for $3.09. Andrew has another update. I saw the other ones too, Andrew. I just didn't read them out loud. Seen mental health for anxiety. Now, when I got seen, I was wondering why the doc gave me anxiety pills. Holy pulmonary fibrosis, shortness of breath, anxiety kicks in. Oh, and it keeps you calm when you have one of those panic attack kind of moments. Jay says dwarf kale refers to a group of compact, smaller varieties of kale, such as dwarf green curled, dwarf blue curled Scotch, and Siberian dwarf kale. Yes, okay. So it's like, let's try one of each and see which one we like, right? Mother Earth says, I usually grow pak choi or bok choy in the winter and lettuce and rosemary every year. It's different. I would like to have fresh parsley as much as possible. You're not a kale fan? I know that if I really rough it up and give it oil and salt and pepper and mix it with other greens, I'm totally fine with it. Now, there's a bunch of like soup recipes or pasta recipes that talk about putting it in instead of spinach. And I'm not a super cooked greens person. I would like to be. I feel like it would add another level of food. You know how people cook collard greens and whatever else people cook that's green. Belt Loop 29. I forgot you're not live tonight, I think is what your live stream earlier was talking about. Hey, sup? Thanks for coming by. I was seed shopping because I need to get in the zone for what I'm going to plant indoors this winter. I have one shelf and I showed the grow lights and the trays and stuff. You'll have to watch the replay if that's interesting to you. Carol is helping out Andrew, and I appreciate that. Hope you can read that, Andrew. Brooke grows kale for the birds. I am trying to grow kale outside too, because it does pretty good in a frost once it's mature. But those green caterpillars, if you saw in my recent short, are just not stopping. It's every couple days I have to do that. with all those plants, and I really need to just get row covers and not do this anymore. New horizons above and beyond, welcome. Just talking about what seeds would you grow indoors or style. I use soilless medium. I'm not a hydroponics person, and I would do sprouts and water. Mother Earth does grow sprouts in winter. So yummy. Yes. Having that fresh food. And it's so cool that the little plant tastes like the big plant. Like, why is that such a mind-blowing thing for me? I don't know. Yeah, Jay has a great question. If we want to keep the conversation going, if we all need to go to bed, that's okay too. Thank you all for partying with me on the Saturday night for this pop-up live because I got bored really fast. I didn't have anything to do. So, hey, does anyone else grow indoor food? What methods and seeds do you prefer? Because this goes all sorts of ways. I mean, some people are fine with just having a windowsill. I can't do that here. Some people have entire basement tents and grow systems set up, like planted in the garden. Tell me you know about the channel Planted in the Garden and their crazy, amazing backyard garden, front yard garden, indoor garden. There's food everywhere. It's just, you just watch it to watch them pick the food. It's amazing. And then, yeah, the methods, we talked about that at the indoor growing live stream. It gets so expensive and high tech. And some people, I suppose, need that, but I don't. I do not like that. I have stuff that I'm reusing every year. If I had extra seeds left over, I would just use those, but I had a plant all the seeds moment this year. So belt loop, we were talking about you must be listening to the back end. Micro dwarf and dwarf. So things that only get 8 inches to 24 inches. The reason we were talking about it was to fit it where I'm growing things, and it's like, do I need tomatoes that bad in December? Not really. I was just seeing if I want to do it again this year. Like I grew orange hat last year and there was Tiny Tom or Tim or something, and then that Rosie Finch was the one that might be too big for my. Oh no, did I close the wrong tab? One moment. I have to fix this. I have too much stuff open anyways, so I'll just go back here and go here. Okay. Wade says DCBs, yes, you top your plant and use bulb set for the flows, and yes, you can tomatoes and peppers also. Oh, Andrew says the family went to pick the low bush blueberries and blackberries yesterday. Yes. Oh, Serena has a grow light that she uses on the fireplace, and during the holidays, you set up a Christmas village. I used to do that. Have a Christmas village. I gave it away though. You can't grow anything there during December. Nope. Oh, you like your berries, Andrew. Cold fresh berries with sugar and milk. Interesting. Belt Loop has blueberry bushes that your grandfather planted 40 years ago. That is super cool. Mother Earth says, I would not grow green beans. I prefer sprouts in winter like broccoli sprouts. Yeah, I don't want a green bean in winter, that's for sure. Wade says, I grow green beans to eat, but I also make hot green beans that I can, and then you can snack on them. I would not do that, but that's cool that that's something that you know you are good with eating. Jay says, yes, you can eat alfalfa as microgreens. They're nutrient rich, have a mild nutty I like, crunchy flavor, and can be used in the salad sandwiches, smoothies, garnishes. Well, maybe I'll have to try doing alfalfa this year too indoors. Sprout it or microgreen it. They're short-staffed. Oh, no. Okay, I mean, are they hiring? Are they trying to hire help? Or are you just gonna be the extra person for everyone? New Horizons Above and Beyond says, no, my family and friends helped come up with the channel name 3 years ago, and it's based off a story of my family and friends' past history. Jay says, yes, you can absolutely grow parsley indoors in pots on a sunny windowsill, as it is a relatively easy herb to grow indoors. Yes, if I had more space and lighting and or more outlets is the problem. Like I have this extra light technically. I would put it in the kitchen for accessibility, just like how we put our herb garden, kitchen garden outside the kitchen door. That kind of concept or out on the deck. But I would like have to use my solar battery bank all the time. Wade says, I like to grow iceberg lettuce in my indoor beds, also because it's for the taco salad. It's really good to know when you're planting that seed what you're going to do with it later. It just helps the process. Mother Earth says, I do like collard greens made with smoked turkey leg, but once or twice a year is enough. Yeah, it's not something to have in rotation every month. New Horizons Above and Beyond, we are trying to work harder to get monetized on this channel. That is fantastic. I hope that works out. Because that's a fun goal to have. Absolutely. There's the short. Yes. It's out for the world to see what I was doing the other day. Wade has not made dinner. Did I have dinner? Um, I know I had dessert. What did I eat? Oh, I had spicy chicken bites, and then I had pear crisp with ice cream. Oh, there's another channel that is New Horizons Above and Beyond's mom, and that channel is called Fuzzy Adventures and More. Two things at once. Mother Earth does have 4 hydroponic gardens. She says, I do eat from them. A plus is I think plants are an emotional support organism for our long white winters. I love that term. Plants are my emotional support organism because that is totally how I feel. And not house plants. I can't, it's not this, not. Tuck by V1, good evening. I'm very tired, wanted to say hello. Please get your rest. Thank you for saying hello. Maybe I'll see you in the replay. I think I hear a dog running around upstairs. It's the 3-year anniversary on YouTube this Monday. Wow. And you plan on going live late in the afternoon on Monday. There you go. Now I hear the cat meowing. Carol has no room indoors. There's all the things to set up homemade hydro, but having a kid who get into it. Okay, so let's see. My kids have learned. No, I'm only bringing this up because Carol reminded me about I live with children. It's not directly talking to Carol. This is for everybody. Turbo, what are you doing? See, now I have a cat in the house. This is a whole nother level of issues. Okay, so the shelf I have is in my bedroom, and it is high enough up where the kids either have to stand on the bed to see in it or get a chair. And yes, they do help plant it and water it and take care of it when they feel like it. If it was relying on their care, it would die. Um, because I don't want to see the exact brightness of the lights every time I'm in my room because I spend a lot of time in my room because you can close the door. I have whatever mill plastic that I've like layered, and it's just like you just lift it up, lift it down around there, and it helps keep heat in, right? Now I've seen people use the reflective blanket style plastic to have more heat, and I just don't like the way that looks. I like the way this looks. So I can hear them if they touch that. I can go, what are you doing? But now, I wasn't thinking, am I going to have to lock it down? Is the cat going to crawl up? He's never been on that shelf. If I put plants in there, is he going to crawl on that shelf? This is the first time having an indoor cat in like 10 years. And I didn't think about that. Okay, Andrew says 7:25 p.m. here. Let's go pancakes. Tired of pizza. Ugh, I wanted pizza tonight, but I used my dine out money yesterday on a salad and cake. When I should have just bought a whole cake at the grocery store for the same price. And I had everything to make a salad, but I wanted the coconut chicken, and I can't figure out how to make good coconut chicken. I've tried 4 different ways now, and I just can't figure it out. But I wanted to have like a Canadian bacon, smoked ham, pineapple, maybe green peppers and onions, pizza earlier. Apparently, Andrew is never tired of pancakes or sourdough hotcakes. My kids did have waffles and French toast today, and eggs and strawberry jam toast. Was that the best day of meals? No. But you know what? They went to bed with full bellies, so. Jay is asking Mother Earth, can you tell us more about your hydroponic system? Mother Earth, I'm wondering if you have a specific setup. I can't remember any of the names for them. You know, here's the base, here's how many plants go in it. It has its own light. Do you have names systems, or did you like use a tote and set something up yourself? Fuzzy Adventures and More. Um, you came in almost 10 minutes ago, so maybe you've gathered what we're doing here. We were seed shopping. You'll have to catch the replay if you want to see the seeds that I want to buy to grow indoors this winter here in Minnesota. And I showed the equipment and the light that I chose because it's what I've had. This is how many years have I been growing indoors? Well, before Mushroom Mark got in his accident, I had this system. So I think for sure 3 years I've had grow lights to mess around with. And it really started with I wanted to seed start plants because I wanted to grow things that our community doesn't sell. And with my amount of grow days above freezing, it's like 150 maybe. I needed things to be started ahead of time. And then it turned into, well, if I have the lights, I might as well use them more. And then I discovered how much I loved having a garden to take care of in the house, in my room, in the winter. It's just not fun when it gets full of bugs like gnats and stuff. And that's what we're going to work on this year. And yes, I know about sticky traps and mosquito bits and some putting something on the soil surface and letting it dry out and starting with sanitized soil. And we're just going to really try our best. Carol has a great reminder that we are in a race to 1,000 subscribers. So please share this with some more people. Maybe they're your friend. I'm not going to say everyone's your friend. So we can have some more subscribers, and maybe they will enjoy a live streams that we do weekly that are gardening related, sometimes educational, and then there is a monthly garden tour that I do in the video tab where I walk the property that I grow on, which is not where I live. I think there's 11 gardens. What was that? I don't want to go and find out. It's the cat knocking something over in a room. I can't tell what room he's in. Okay, I gotta go look because I have food wrapped, covered. I have to go look. I don't know what it was because it wasn't the food in the kitchen. Okay, so, and I'm on the way to 4,000 hours. And that's kind of not going too bad. That's the more easier part. The harder part is the subscriber piece of it, right? So I just need y'all's help, okay? Please. Oh, now he's trying to get. Can you hear him scratching the chair? What are you doing? You were at the neighbor's today, and I got a phone call to come pick you up, so you're in the house for tonight, okay? Oh, Bobby, why am I always late? You're just, on time for you time. There's no late. This is a Saturday night live stream conversation with gardeners. What? There's no being late. Finnish pancakes? Is there, let's see, Dutch baby pancakes? Have you ever had those? There's also potato pancakes. Okay, Beltloop says sometimes it seems like they're not trying to hire staff that we need, but that's just my opinion. I'm working a lot of hours, 88 hours a week for the past month, 64 hours a week for the last year. Yeah, like what is their deal? Why don't they hire some people? Are people just not applying? Is it really about money? They'd have to offer the new person X amount per hour and they can't do it. You made it this morning, this pancake thing, the Finnish pancake. Okay, Mother Earth says I have several brands of hydroponics. The average is about 10 to 12 plants per the garden, the system. Some have their own lights. Others you did rig up with tube lights on top that you got from Amazon. Cool. Well, I think Beltloop only has. How many years do you have, Beltloop, before you're just going to retire? Is it 5? Because I know you're working on the pension game. Wait a minute. Fuzzy Adventures and More, you have a cat named Turbo? Is that the cat in the picture? My cat's name is Turbo. He's a rescue kitty. And so he's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months old now or something. Of course, there can be more than one cat named Turbo. I just was like, what? um, yes, that was the shiny reflective material that people use in their grow station, and I don't want that in my bedroom. I see that in like the professional grow tent situation that I would love to use for indoor growing for food if I had a room to put it in, but I don't. Rick, hey, how's it going? Cats will do what they do. That's right, Bobby. Okay, Mother Earth Garden Club says I do grow cat grass for one of my cats. The other one isn't a fan. I know. Can we just know right now? Do I really need to figure out how to keep you out of there? Just answer, right? I'm looking for more stuff to read out loud. A lot of it is great conversations between each other. Is this what we need? Is 141? That's just like, I mean, I got this far, so that's got to be easy, but it feels like it's just so slow. Serena says, our feral cats have fleas. What can I grow to repel fleas? I know you can use diatomaceous earth on the cat's fur to kill the fleas on them. And I've used borax before in the yard and diatomaceous earth to kill fleas in the yard. But you're asking about a plant maybe to keep flea population down? Is there such a thing? There. So I copied aromatic plants like rosemary, lavender, lemongrass, mint, catnip, marigolds apparently repel fleas. Chrysanthemum, sage, and wormwood have flea repelling properties. So you would have to plant them everywhere, I guess. A barrier, a hedgerow. Fleas are no fun. I've had those before. I know about peppermint, but my roommate doesn't want a peppermint lawn. I have to open up a tab and I'll tell you. Jonesy is beating me because I'm in the race with Radio Jonesy, Radio J Talk. He has way more. Like, he just sprinted. He has like 880 subs and his hours are like 3,900. So my hours are 3,748. And that part, that's not really the hard part. It's the subs that's the hard part to me. Oh, I'm at 840 now. I was at whatever I said earlier. Now I don't remember. I've been a couple places tonight and I've picked up some people, it looks like. Woo. Beltloop says, I don't know if I qualify as being a gardener any longer. Of course you do. You don't get it repoed. You don't get your gardener card taken away just because you haven't grown anything in a year, Beltloop. Come on. You are a gardener. Oh, look who's here, the Wickershire Project. You missed everything. I did the seed shopping, I showed my equipment, now we're just hanging out. And I don't know, I'll probably end it soon. Because now I don't have anything to really talk about as far as winter seeds. Growing indoors, Wickershire. I imagine with your power situation, you don't do it. Oh, I know. That line of profession. Who's signing up for that anymore? And then, exactly, the second part, belt loop, the world we live in, to pass that, same with semi-truck drivers. Bobby does love German pancakes. Oh, see, I was close. 5 years. 5 and 7 is the number. Okay. You're probably not going to want to do more about loop, no. Andrew says pancakes and sourdough hotcakes are big here for breakfast. French toast, not too big. Only the younger generation likes French toast. Yeah, this was like lunch and dinner. We had breakfast just all day. An hour and 28 minutes I've been live. Is that 80, 60, 70, 80? Yeah. The cat in the picture is Harley. Oh, okay. Let me go over to this side for a second. Okay. And your cat Turbo is black and white. Carol goes, yeah, that's the new work culture. Fewer employees, stretched to madness. But tell them you're trying to hire to keep them hopeful if the stretching will end. Mother Earth Garden Club says, I'm retired and I'm so glad I am. Only downside is my income, which is frozen. And groceries are going up and up. Yeah, if Gandalf was still here, which he might be, he would say, and coffee is so expensive, because it kind of is most places right now. Beltloop says, looks like you need in the neighborhood of 160 subs. Thank you, Beltloop. Oh, Foxit Outdoors. Oh, I'm over here now. Hee hee hee. Foxit, it was 96 degrees here today. Did you like blow that my way or something? What is happening? It's September in Minnesota. Where's my 40s, 50s? Okay, micro farming. Talking rows of things. Okay, sick of grow pots. Yeah? Okay, Harley was a rescue cat in Ohio and she was abandoned by her owners in zero below weather and decided to take her, and she rode from Ohio to Missouri in a pet carrier years ago with us. I'd like apple mint, but I think if it's in a container, it won't keep the fleas away. Fleas are down, in the ground. Oh, Carol says her husband says no retirement. Right, Gary? I'll be there in no time. I'll be looking back at it going, that was, nothing. Where now I'm in the crawling end of, or is it there yet? Is it there yet? Yeah, thank you, Carol. I'm working hard. Okay. Radio says, I have emailed a picture of a bug in my garden. Do you know what it is? Well, my phone's not next to me. Am I supposed to get up and go get it? Belt loop. Okay, so he's saying do more shorts. They get subs a lot faster and they're less likely to take them off. So that's this morning. I spent like an hour putting together the videos I took all week and making them a bunch of different shorts and then scheduling them out. I do a lot of voiceovers and stuff and, worked on titles and related video and all that stuff. So, um, that's the plan. And then usually when I have a good live stream that gets a lot of views, I cut that into shorts and put those out too. So things that have worked in the last 2 weeks that I know I got subs from was asparagus life cycle and then like a garden harvest crate full. So I'm gonna keep doing what works, right? Because yes, I hear you. So Wickershire, we were doing seeds for what I want to grow indoors this winter. So it was a lot of microgreens. One was like just cilantro, basil blend, Swiss chard blend, sunflower seed. The other one was like 5 different ones in one. You get thousands of seeds for $6. And then the sprouts, so no soil, just water and draining with that lid. This lid. I use mung beans, and then we were talking about alfalfa and amaranth and quinoa, and then I grow in soilless medium indoors instead of hydroponics. So we talked about micro dwarf things in the lettuce category, cucumber category, different types of greens, and then tomatoes. And then I said things like, I don't want to grow green beans or strawberries indoors. I have limited space and I don't want to mess around with any of those. I don't need them in the winter. 100%, Gary. Live streams are for watch hours, shorts are for subs. No, you don't grow indoors. Okay. And with your personality, to have to rinse a jar of sprouts every 12 hours, that wouldn't happen. You always talk about how you like the lazy gardening method. Jay says, I will email Gardener Scott to see if we can appeal for subscribers on his busy live Monday morning. Oh my goodness. That's very nice of you to ask. Definitely doesn't have to. Oh, Janet. The ice cream. Tell me which flavor it is. I had vanilla bean with my pear crisp because that's what I have here. Yeah, you don't need light to do sprouts. My tiny home is perpetual darkness. You don't need a bunch of light. Like it just sits on my counter. Cliff says it's hard growing indoors, not very much space in them. Have you seen Planted in the Garden, Cliff? That grow tent that he has with all the shelves and all the plants is just magnificent. Wade was actually making dinner finally. Good on you. But yeah, the space thing. is a whole thing. Yeah, Belt Loop, if you guys didn't know, did do the book work and in-session classes and maybe some online and tests and whatever for Master Gardener, but then for the volunteer hours that you have to do, there's a certain amount required for each state. He wasn't able to figure out how to get all that done because it's a lot when you're already doing what you're doing. Oh, were you really, Radio Jonesy, at Double Dogs Live? I was in and out because I was dealing with life over here. Um, there was a lot of confetti shooting going on over there. I appreciate that. Is this for how many shorts I'm putting out a day? I've been doing 3. Morning, afternoon, and night. I don't know if that's what you're talking about though, Gary. Because it was to Carol, so I don't know. Bobby is saying I am almost a bonsai master? What? No way. Mother Earth has 2 cats, a pure white one, Casper, and his sister, a calico tabby named Lada. My family on the father's side was from where you live, Minnesota. Lots of chives been harvested at Serena's. I have chive flowers, and they are bringing in tons of different things. Check that out on a short recently. It's a little bit more like ASMR. I'm not talking in it or anything, but pay attention and see if you can identify what's landed on the chives. I mean, I could have filmed that for 3 whole minutes, but I got a little spooked. I didn't want any of it to land on me, to be honest, because you have to get really in there, you know? And she's like, I'm at 13 watch hours. No way, Barry's running out of coffee in the morning? Oh, because it's not in the budget. Sigh. Now he's gonna have withdrawals and headaches and not have caffeine. Budgets are a real thing, though. We gotta have them. Yeah, Barry, Gary Beltloop just asks questions. I'm not concerned at all about any pressure. I we usually just talk about, he asks questions and we answer. For like YouTube shop talk. Totally one step at a time, right? Wickershire, never have I ever. That's just beyond my techiness. Oh, done a voiceover. I just hit the microphone button and I talk and then I push stop and then it puts it underneath the video on my phone on an app called YouTube Create. So I'm not using a fancy mic, which you can tell. You can tell it's not a fancy mic. It's an old cell phone. The first step. Yes, says Radio Jonesy. That is not a complete sentence, sir. Thank you, all 2070, for being here. Happy Saturday night. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, share it with a friend. We get more gardeners like you over here for when we have our lovely pop-up lives to hang out. Normally it's educational all the way to the end. This is just a chill chat at this point until I shut it down. Belt Loop, it's been such a wonderful thing to have this YouTube channel for me because I'm taking care of so many things behind the scenes with my life, where this is my me time, where I can talk about what makes me happy and I can hang out with people without having to hang out with people. You know what I mean? Yeah, microgreens. I do use soilless medium. I don't use the coconut core mats. I've never done those before because I'm like, that's one more thing I have to buy. And we were trying to figure out, of course, it was bow tie, if loofah would work, which I can't grow loofah, so that doesn't apply to me, but maybe somebody. Carol, today I had to say 8 times to the children in their room, "I'm recording a voiceover for the next X amount of minutes, and I need everyone to not be crying or screaming or loud giggling." So, I could get it done. 'Cause otherwise I have to wait till they're asleep, and I wanted it done this morning, and they were not asleep. Wade is asking, the Wickershire, "How did you come up with your name?" 100% lazy gardener. I'm getting better about checking leaves, jamming a finger into soil areas, and hand pollinating. Nothing else to do here, Wickershire says. Okay, it's called Moose Tracks is the ice cream choice at Janet's. Okay, you have fun getting ready for the end of the shift, belt loop, and drive home safe. Mother Earth is growing a crazy cucumber in the outdoor garden. It's yellow and round. Oh, the lemon cucumber. I know. That drives me crazy that it doesn't taste lemony. Like, what? I don't know if I'll still be live, but I appreciate the effort. Belt loop. Oh, that was 6 minutes ago. He's probably left already. um, Bill Wickershire, do you have a video that answers the question that we could link? I could link it. Um, Is it Wade that asked? Yeah, Wade. To tell Wade, because no, I don't want you to flood the chat with a bunch of big story stuff. Yeah, Andrew's ice cream season is in winter because then it can get shipped to him. Bobby says, I love my almost 3 acres, but it's a lot of work for this old man. It is. Like, you get one windstorm and you have sticks down and you're out there close to the ground for a while picking stuff up. I was trying to add up all the square footage of the gardens because I talked about it in the June garden tour and what that equals. And I think it's 1/10 of an acre is what I plant for flowers and food, which I could easily take on more. I got cut off though by the property owner this year. So, next year we'll see what I can dream up. Oh, Mother Earth's daughter did the Master Gardener program and completed it and is a Master Gardener. So does she teach classes in the Horticultural Society or do like the fair booth thing or answer phone calls or do Zoom still now, like this year? Does she have like a space that she takes care of? Does she teach a class to children? Do you want to talk about that, Mother Earth? Carol says, and the horticulturist and botanist hate that name, Master Gardener, since they have college degrees and need to take the Master Gardener courses they teach to be one. No way. The chives bring so many different types of bees. Yes, and I even had a soldier beetle. I do not drink coffee, says Wade Rue. I've given it up. I mean, I go back and forth, but I'm not drinking it at this time. In the winter, I really love dandelion root tea in the morning. There, I said it. Is that the first one of the show? Um, Janet has a system for ice cream hauling down in Florida. There is a short version of the answer here for those curious about how Wickershire came up with the channel name. There is 2.7 million acres of land we hunt on because of the native corporation, says Andrew. Carol goes, Master Gardener hours tip was do any outreach projects that are a full day, like state fairs if you live near the grounds. Hunt more than we grow. Jay says you can grow and prepare coffee substitutes using the roots of dandelion and chicory and the seeds of barley, Kentucky coffee tree. Kentucky coffee tree. I don't know what that is. And potential cleavers. But those don't have caffeine in them. And everyone is always like, but the tea caffeine isn't the same. You know, black tea, green tea. I don't know what's in. I have tea blends that have caffeine in them, but I don't remember which part of it is the caffeine part. And then what's the other thing called? Matcha? I think it's called matcha. I think that's probably expensive though. Oh, Bobby says, okay, I want to show you something. I'll be right back. Hopefully you're still here. How long ago was this? 5 minutes ago? Look what I grew. I think it's called Red Caribbean Habanero. I've never grown a hot pepper like this before. Um, so it's the first one off the plant. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, honestly, but probably make a sauce, right? Wade, Shawnee Grows thoughts. Have you ever tried to use straw as a growing mate? So I did mushrooms in whatever the mushroom kit came with. North spore. That wasn't straw though. Um, no. There was a organic straw farm near my offsite garden that I really wanted a couple bales of. They were growing it for the local strawberry farm, but I wasn't brave enough to in the night steal some, and I wasn't brave enough to figure out how to contact the farm to be like, "Can I buy one?" And they really sucked all of it up. I couldn't even go like rake some up and take it back with me. So, no, I don't have any access to straw that I trust. I don't want to buy the easy straw at the store. Mother Earth Garden Club. She did the state fair and works in garden sales. She is an employee for a bank. Your comments aren't working, Outback Tasmania. Okay. Oh, is the second one? Oh, Mother Earth says she's won awards. Outback Tasmania. Can someone look at my latest short video to name these crazy bugs? Oh, did you post it? I don't have my phone. Did you hear that part? My phone is not here. It's over there in another room. And I've left, what, twice now? It's unprofessional. I'm just kidding. Okay, it's Outback Tasmania channel. Tasmania. Oh, those are pretty. Okay, hold on. Let me get the buttons ready here. Pause, sound, big, rewind, take that down. Okay.
I need help. Can someone tell me what this bug is? There's thousands of them in my garden. Are they good or are they bad?
Yeah, they're in his greenhouse.
I need help. Can someone tell me what this bug is? There's thousands of them in my garden.
A harlequin bug family. Is it what's the pattern look like? European firebug? Dindymus versicolor harlequin bug. Let me share this. Jonesy, are you here right now? This is the one, isn't it? Dindymus versicolor. This harlequin bug is generally considered bad for a greenhouse. Cotton strainer bug found in regions like southeastern Australia and Tasmania. These insects are known to cause significant damage to fruit and vegetable crops, making them a pest in agricultural settings, including greenhouses. They feed on plants and their seeds, harming the health and the yield. So you can call them cotton harlequin bugs. And to get rid of them, hand pick, manually remove bugs and drop them into a bucket of soapy water. The soap is to make it so they can't crawl out of the water. Egg removal. Squishing, removing clusters of eggs on the undersides of leaves. Water blast. Spray affected plants with strong blasts of water to dislodge bugs, like the nymph stage. Use row covers to prevent bugs from accessing plants. Well, you have 1,000 of them, you said earlier. Chemical control. They have a chemical resistant coating, so it makes insecticides less effective. Like, they could be making babies and eggs in your plants in your greenhouse right now. This is kind of a huge problem. Companion planting. Plant strong smelling plants like garlic, onions, chives near them to deter them. So you could make a garlic onion spray with soapy water. Trap cropping. Plant things like mustard or radish to get them onto the trap crop, and then you can like bag it and burn it. Hopefully he heard all that. Ooh, Mother Earth said she won 14. Your daughter won 14 ribbons at the state fair this year. That's a lot. Largest kohlrabi? Wow. Outback Tasmania, what spray are you going to use? Are you going to take all the plants out and use like some serious stuff? Wickeshire, I know, right? The pepper looks hot. Wade says, so what made a master gardener what make a master gardener that everyone talks about? My granddam trained me. It's just a fancy name for a person that takes a bunch of plant classes. I think you can be a master gardener without taking the classes. I'm not doing that, Wickeshire. Try to use straw and get some. Okay. Right, Bobby? Don't put that in your mouth. Andrew does have Eskimo ice cream all year round, made from dried caribou, reindeer fat, seal oil, and sugar mixed in salmon berries. Oh, the salmon berries, blueberries, and blackberries. Hmm. I did say someone, he says, Outback Tasmania. Again, I don't know about that. That doesn't feel like a full sentence. Everyone's looking at the bug. Thank you, Jay, for pointing out that he is in Tasmania. It's an outback bug, says Ace. Oh yeah, I don't think anything eats that. That's the other option is get something in there that'll eat it, but you want to spray now, I think, is what you're saying. Well, it's time to spray. Outback Tasmania. Yeah, there's thousands. You need to stop their life cycle immediately. Like a high-powered water spray, so like a pressure washer with a soap insecticide on it, right? Oh, Carol's right. You can vacuum them up, Jonesy. Would you want to do that with a shop vac? And then when they're in the tank, just drown them slowly or bag them and light them on fire. Acre? An acre of garlic? Jealous. If it's not crazy wallabies, it's bloody bugs, says Outback Tasmania. That's terrible that they're in there. They're coming from next door. That tree? From the tree. I knew it. That's terrible. They're just gonna keep coming. This is now your weekly job is removing these bugs. I don't want to do the Master Gardener program at this time. I don't know if I ever will. Mother Earth, like I was asked to. I ran into somebody and they told me that I should do it. And I have no time for volunteer commitment, anything. Okay, Wade says I've been growing food for a long time now. I'm 56 years old. I think I know what I'm doing by now. Yeah, so it's like I don't need to take no stinking class. You know what I mean? The thing that, because I asked the person, what did you get out of the program that was beneficial to you? Because she's retired now and she's doing more things now than ever around this gardening stuff. And she goes, it taught me how to use the extension service website. It taught me about fungal diseases really deeply that I didn't know about. And things that plants that aren't native that we need to look for if they pop up and report them. Like those were the things that she really took out of it. Oh, okay. Carol is talking to Jonesy. Just don't quit again. Press through this. You will get through. They might have swarmed after the weather warmed up because he's going into spring. It is spring. So the bugs are waking up. Carol goes, I just want to put it on my about page and be able to say it if I do any sort of local plant-based business. Oh, you want the title? Really? Okay. Oh, what was the Gardner Scott? Jay said Gardner Scott said that my background and knowledge is equal to some master gardeners. Oh yeah, he's a master gardener. It is war, says Outback Tasmania. Okay, I would definitely do the vacuum method and clean out the pots and make sure the greenhouse gets really sprayed down with soapy water. Ah! Oh my god! Okay, so there was a really giant A spider just now, as we're talking about bugs, and my skin is crawling, and I have now put a shoe on because it's under my desk somewhere. Oh man. Blah. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Wickeshire. I'm scared to sit here now. I have my feet up. I'm just reading the comments to see what I missed. No, it was just a spider was crawling. The thing is massive, like bigger than a quarter. I killed one of these at my offsite garden property in the kitchen, and it was the same spider here now. And it's under the desk in the darkness, the little square darkness. And I have a shoe on, one shoe. Jay says Harlequin bugs can be removed. I didn't have time to mute the mic or anything. Oh my goodness. Harlequin bugs can be removed from plants and dropped into a bucket of soapy water to kill them. Row covers. Yeah, they were in the greenhouse. Yeah, it was a big spider. You know what was in my house the other day on the wall in the kitchen? A wasp just chilling. I was like, how did you get in here? Ugh. It's not the friendly kind. That was not a friendly spider. A spooky, scary one. It's massive. There were okay. Wade, here's something you probably don't know. I have a giant hole in my basement. A wall is missing. It's not there anymore. I have been under construction in this property that I rent for 30 days as of tomorrow, and all kinds of things are happening. Super great. Hosted Aquarius. Okay, Andrew says weird this year. Hardly any mosquitoes. Oh, interesting. Are you serious? Outback Tasmania? Cut it into a short? Well, I don't show the spider or anything. It's still worth it. My kids are so into Halloween right now, and it's only September. And I'm like, come on. I hate spooky, scary stuff. I would love an orb weaver. I would accept an orb weaver. Yeah, that'd be great. Then they can eat some of those corn rootworm but beetle things. I know. I'm also concerned an animal is going to come into my house. Homestead Aquarius live stream audience trampled after spider scared host goes through the screen. 100% worth it, you guys, to oh my goodness. I hate spiders. Turbo, you're probably not supposed to eat spiders, huh? The mosquitoes are all in South Florida, huh? Yeah. Yes. Yes, absolutely, Wade, and all of the things you said. It's a whole story of nonsense that I can't get into. Homestead Aquarius also has vote for make it a short. Oh, I don't know how to cut and put all that stuff in there. No. Ricochet. Oh my god. And then Mark, like he hasn't came down to rescue me or anything, so clearly he can't hear through the floor because he's up above me. Oh. Oh, Jay is out buying the Halloween costumes for the Portuguese. That's cool. Yes, it is the time of year, Mother Earth. And then we're trying to get ready out at the garden site because they're gonna, like we were talking about picking the corn, the field corn at some point. Everything crawls out of the field into the property then, and we need to get prepared for that. Radio Jonesy says your lives this week will get you into the race lead. They weren't getting any views during the week. Like obviously the people that were there live were, and then I had that glitch about processing, and now that's all taken care of. And now that it's the weekend, the views are starting to add up finally. Like people are just too busy during the week for my shows to replay them, right? Which I totally understand. Okay, Wade says, Shawnee Girls, well, here's a fun fact for everyone. Do you know as we sleep? Yes, we hear about that all the time. Eating spiders. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, I don't know what would wake him up, honestly, for me being down here and yelling and screaming and pounding on the wall. I know they can run faster. It's like, where were you that you came out into the light of the living room? Because I can't even talk about this publicly. It's more than just the basement that we have an issue with. My safety is very concerning here. Andrew says a lot of folks here dislike holidays, even myself, but we still play celebrity the holidays because others complain and talk. Oh, I think I finally have calmed my heart down. I'm glad that my fingers aren't burning from touching that pepper because I just rubbed my eyes a bunch. So we're gonna have to say goodbye. It's getting late over here, and I don't want to sit here with this spider. I don't have anything else to say. And I appreciate everyone so much for spending time with me on this Saturday. And for those on the replay, let me know how you feel about growing indoors. Are you doing any seed shopping? I'm going to have to seed shop for next year, obviously in a couple months, but um I don't know how I'm going to timestamp it. This is a show that I could timestamp like for people to find information, and it's like, do I put a timestamp for when that happens and what do I call it? Turbo's out here with me. Will he protect me from the spider? Okay, so I don't have any banners for closing, but I'm gonna say I will see you all at some point, probably next week. I don't have any shows scheduled or thought out. Maybe it'll be a pop up live chill and chat kind of thing. And I want to remind you all to grow every day in every way.